Hey, I'm Bridget Huggins. This video was pretty hard for me to do um, because I already have 3 kids who've been through kindergarten, so you would think that would make it a little bit easier picking out what I like and what I don't like about kindergarten, but it's not. It's really hard. So the first question is, what are things you'd be looking at the ideal kindergarten for your child? So the ideal kindergarten for my child, to me, the most important thing is curriculum. Kids are going to go to school to learn. And when I mean curriculum, I mean like alphabet, learning the alphabet, learning your numbers, learning how to write, learning how to read, following a path that allows the child to learn what they're supposed to be learning in kindergarten to prepare them for 1st grade. Another thing that I feel like is really important for kindergarten is a good structure. And by structure, I mean as having like a daily routine. You come in, you hang your backpack up. You sit at an assigned table where you sit all the time, or assigned place on the carpet. You could be something simple as just getting a worksheet to work on to wait for the rest of the class to get there. Another thing would be reciting the alphabet and your numbers every day. To me, I mean, that's what kindergarten's all about, is learning your letters and your numbers and all the important things you need to know to be prepared to go to 1st grade. So the repetitiveness of saying your alphabet over and over, or practice writing your alphabet over and over, or your letters, or even simple things like your colors. Not all kids come to school knowing that stuff. So it definitely gets them prepared to go on to the bigger grades. The next question, the other thing I wanted to add is them learning life objectives. And when I mean that, I mean by using your manners, having respect for adults, having respect for other children, having good hygiene, such as washing your hands, doing simple things like maybe just learning how to tie your shoes. A lot of that, even though school is just about learning how to move on to the next grade and progress your child in learning, it's important for them to learn things that they need to have in life, like I said, good hygiene, washing your hands, having good manners, showing respect for others. Stuff like that is really important, and to me, that also builds character of who that child will be later on in life, and if they'll be a good student in school. And not only does it start at home, it has to be done at school also, because children are so young and like sponges that it has to be repeated to them all the time for them to know to keep learning, like for them to know that it's something important that they need to move on in school. The next question is, which approach should I choose and why? I chose public kindergarten. That was simple for me because all of my children have been to public kindergarten. It says with no particular curriculum, which I'm not real sure if I've ever heard of a school that doesn't have curriculum, but I could be wrong. Every school my kids have been to have had a curriculum. So I believe that public schools offer everything that is needed to get ready for the 1st grade. Like I said, learning how to write your name, all of this stuff is taught in kindergarten, and some of the other schools didn't seem as those were important at the time. Some of it was more learning how to play or self-diagnose, or, stuff like that. And even though those things are important, I think those things can be done in school also, or in a public school also. Learning good people skills in public schools is important. Such as like how to play with others and how to get along with other kids. Some kids don't always have siblings and stuff at home to know how to do that. And so they learn that stuff at school. So, and also how to self-soothe. It's important for children to know that they don't need an adult there all the time to solve their problems. It's okay to fix your issues sometimes for yourself. Some of the main principles that I thought that I saw about public kindergarten is allowing a child to learn through play. That shows that it allows to show a child what they're interested in. It shows them freedom, self-independence, and so sorry, I had a kid issue. Anyways, what I was saying was the main principle is that allows a child what they're interested in. If a child has self-play or self-activity, then that helps a teacher to learn and understand what that child needs or what they're interested in or ways that they can help them. To me, it's important to have instruction, or a good principle of kindergarten is to have instruction as a whole group, not only as a whole group, but as small groups, because some children don't learn well in whole groups. Some children learn better in whole groups. Some children learn better in small groups. And it allows, the whole group allows for children to read or understand learn from other children and as a whole group discussion, but also as a small group, it allows that child to express their opinion without being shy about it or anything. And also I believe it's important to have instructions fit for every type of student. So it's important for teachers to learn that not every student learns the same way and that they need to figure out certain ways for that student to learn. And then the last question is, oh my goodness, let me see here. How does your choice of kindergarten address the things you consider important education for your child? So how do I think that, the question I understood it as is, how do I think that public kindergarten is what, let me see, what addressed the things that I'm looking for in kindergarten. Obviously, like I said before, my children have all been to kindergarten, and a lot of these things I got from them going to kindergarten. So a lot of them have had the, my choice was because they went to public schools, because they had the structure and the curriculum that my kids needed to know for first grade. None of my kids struggled in kindergarten, and they were all prepared to go to first grade. The first grade is a different story. That was a little bit harder on all of them. So, but that's how I feel about public kindergarten, and I think it's a great choice, and it was great for all my children, and that's it.